Las Vegas taxi drivers say they have been unfairly maligned by a lawsuit filed in connection with kickbacks paid by adult nightclubs.
As the I-Team reported last week, the lawsuit alleges that taxi drivers routinely divert passengers to nightclubs that pay a bounty instead of taking them where they asked to go.
Yeah, it turns out the adult clubs aren't really that happy about the allegations either. I-Team Chief Investigator George Knapp here with a follow-up report.
Yeah, well, we knew we were going to get an earful from all sides here. Contrary to what is alleged in the lawsuit, and which was reported by us, attorneys for the strip club say there is nothing illegal about what they've been doing. It's not just a lawsuit, though. The owner of 2 local strip clubs also filed a formal complaint with the state, alleging that the clubs are breaking the law by paying the kickbacks, the drivers are breaking the law for taking them, and the taxi company should be held accountable as well. But attorneys for the club say there's nothing illegal about tipping drivers, and the drivers say they're being made the scapegoat.
Big money, millions of dollars.
Randy Hines, an advocate for taxi drivers and former driver himself, knows big money is being handed out by Las Vegas adult clubs. But, he says, cabbies get only a small piece of it. Some drivers do divert passengers from where they want to go, just so the driver can score a kickback, Hines admits. But he says the cabbies are more often the victims of diversion.
The doormen and the limo drivers from each company are working in collusion to intercept taxi cab rides from the taxi stands at the casino resorts.
The I-Team had no trouble spotting limo drivers who'd horned in on the strip club bounties. In general, when a hotel doorman has a tourist who wants to go to a strip club, he'll pull that person out of the taxi line and offer a free limo ride. He then splits the kickback with the limo driver. The cabbie in line is left in the cold. During our undercover rides in taxis, every driver we met complained about it.
I mean, the crap happened to me twice last night. Right in front of me, I'm getting jacked, it's like 300, 400 gone.
Everybody's aware. Absolutely everybody at every level is aware of what's going on.
And they just look the other way.
And they look the other way.
Industry sources told the I-Team that the largest clubs in the valley pay out staggering amounts, an average of nearly $3.5 million per month. Off the record, the clubs say they don't want to pay it anymore, but fear the consequences if they were to cut it off. That's why some club owners are secretly rooting for attorney Neil Beller, who filed a lawsuit and an administrative complaint alleging that the payments are illegal. After the I-Team reported Beller's allegations, lawyers for the clubs responded, saying the payments are not, in fact, illegal. True, the City of Las Vegas code states that liquor licensees are prohibited from paying gratuities to drivers, but the city attorney admits this has never been enforced. Most of the larger clubs are in the county anyway, not the city, and the county ordinance outlawing the payments was rescinded in 2006. The attorney for Sapphires wrote to say there is nothing illegal about such payments because the law was changed. Attorney Beller agrees to an extent, but he says since state law makes kickbacks and diversions illegal for drivers, and since the clubs know the drivers should not accept bounties, the clubs are breaking the law. It's a point that will have to be decided in court. The clubs say they're confident they'll prevail. In the meantime, Beller would like the taxi authority to simply enforce the laws on the books and punish drivers who violate them.
That is the essence of what we want to accomplish, where it is stop the taxi cab authority enforces their own rules and regulations. It's a difficult regulation to enforce, as you can imagine. We have limited staff and limited funding.
Since Gordon Walker took charge of the taxi authority, there has been no enforcement against drivers for kickbacks, since there have been no complaints, he says. Club owners say they've complained, but nothing happens. Drivers think the TA takes marching orders from the transportation companies.
So they're sitting back and waiting for the tourists to complain, and the tourists don't complain.
Lawyers for at least 2 of the clubs have contacted Beller to tell him his lawsuit has no merit and that it is simply not illegal for clubs to tip drivers. Drivers say they, too, want the state to enforce the law. They point out that limos are supposed to be for charters, not to drive around looking for passengers like a taxi. And they say the limo companies are paying kickbacks to the hotels for permission to park their vehicles right in the front, and we're going to be looking into that part of the story, and we'll get back to you.
She's going to go away for a while, yeah.
No, thank you.